What the?
Close your eyes.
Hit him!
If you ask anyone here which game they're playing right now, they probably say The Witcher 3. Congratulations, Konrad, for this really epic, beautiful and intense game.
Thank you very much. I must say that it was the hardest 3.5 years of my life, but also the most rewarding. And till the end, we fought very, very, very hard. And right now, we getting feedback from people and doing patches and doing last fixes. And yeah, it's great. It's a great feeling that we already released it and that people like it. It's awesome.
In that regard, specifically, in which point do you think you are in the post-launch process and getting the success feeling?
I mean, the best feeling for me is the information from fans and from players. How they like the game, what they like in the game, how the story play with their emotions, how they react for the choices and for the consequence of these choices, and how they like the open world, because it was a huge challenge for us. It was first time we went to the open world and to the free platforms, of course. And I'm really happy that it worked out and people like it. It's right now we are in the moment that there are last fixes. There are some small disappointments in the storyline. Some people want to get more trees than the NFR, and we need to thinking what we can do to make it work. And really small Polish stuff, which is really good, because with this size of the game, it's not possible to not get any bugs in the game. It's too hard, and actually we manage it quite good.
One of the things that has been prized about this game is the variety and depth of the side missions. How did you work on that to get this feeling and this really nailing it?
No, it was hard work, and I would lie if I say that we got some golden recipe for it. It's not like this. It's a hard work and it's iteration job. It's we plan. First of all, we decided that we will not do the repetitive missions, right? And we done everything to avoid copy-paste situations, even in the smallest parts of the stories. Like I'm speaking right now about the points of interest. This is the points in the world where you can fight with the monster, you can go to the dungeon, you can find the treasure chest and so on. Even in these points, our designers and environmental artists put something unique. Some small letter with some small story, some books, some dead bodies, some environmental place which telling you the story when you see it, right? And thanks to it, all of these points, which originally based on some templates, because it's not possible to do as many, as much custom stuff, because it wouldn't be possible to do in this time and to debug it. They based on some templates, but you don't feel these templates. You don't feel this systemic approach. It's everything feel custom. Everything give you the feeling that you get unique stories everywhere, and you feel rewarded when you're exploring the world and finding these places. And this is our recipe, to always think from the perspective of the story and putting something unique to the side quests, main quests, minor quests, and and points of interest. It shows that it works and people like it, and they don't get bored fast with the game. It's cool.
You also mentioned several inevitable bugs or issues, such a huge game. For example, one of the criticism has been on the game feel, maybe the first hours of the game, the way Geralt interacts with the environment and with the horse and with the grass. And how would you improve that in the future?
Well, there are few things you can improve. The first thing is that we already improved a little the interactions. This is the system which targeting the object you want to interact with, and there was some bugs, and we would change it a little to make it work better. And we should use more physics in the game to interact with foliage, with trees, with other things in the game. But I will be honest, we plan to do it in the game, but we got only 3 years, and we moved the release date twice. We need to release the game on time. We put a lot of effort to fix fix the bugs we found in the game, and we just need to resign from some stuff in the game, and in the future for sure we will do it. And we were in the very difficult moment, because it was the moment of changing generation of the consoles, right? And till the 1.5 year of development, we didn't know what specification of the consoles will be there. And we need to, our programmers need to adjust the technology to the consoles when they were released. And everything was in huge rush to do, and yes, we done some compromises, but it was on purpose to release this game this year, not next year, right?
Storytelling as a tool for making open world games. That's the title of your speech. I'm sorry we couldn't attend. What have you shared with the audience and young developers gathered here?
Actually, I tried to convince them that if you're doing the games from the story point of view, and when you adjust the gameplay loop to the story, not the opposite way, you can achieve something which is more immersive for the players. And when you're putting these small stories to the all events in the open world, you're creating something unique, and people are not get bored with the open world. And actually, that was conclusion of my presentation, and I went through the all layers of the open world we used in the game, and explained how it works, and which things are important in these layers. And I think that's all.
Do you play Gwent yourself? Do you think it could be released as a DCC dual game, as a car game?
I hope it will be, actually. And yes, I'm a huge fan of the Gwent. Even when I do the reviews of the game constantly, I playing the Gwent all the time and putting my my feedback to the guys who work on Gwent. And it was funny because we got the system of the TVs which are connected with the conference room where I'm playing, and people seeing what I'm playing to, and I like the Gwent a lot. And every time I played 2 or 3 Gwents in every review. And every time, my head of the studio coming to the conference, you again playing the Gwent. You should review the game. And what can I do? It's a part of the game. Yeah, but I love this game, and guys done great job with it. It's really addictive, but it's cool because it's not depend only on luck, but it depends on how you can cheat your opponent, and it depends on your, if you are clever or not, and on your mind. And this is the really cool stuff in the Gwent.
Cyberpunk 2077. I don't know if I can ask you about this, but do you have any involvement in this development, or is it another team, or?
This is the other team which doing the work on the Cyberpunk. It's led by Mateusz Kanik, the game director of the Cyberpunk. And right now I'm not involved in this project. Maybe if they will need my help, I will be involved. But for now I'm also waiting, and I'm trying to be as far as possible from the project, because I want to play this game. And you know that the worst thing to be a game developer is that when you do a great game which everyone loves, you cannot play it, because you review it so much time that you just cannot play it, And I hope that I will be far from Cyberpunk, because I want to play it.
Any final words for those many players playing The Witcher 3 right now?
Guys, thank you for your feedback. Thank you for buying the game and support us. It's very important for us because we are not huge company. We are independent. You want to deliver the games you want to play. We listen for your feedback and support us still and enjoy the game.
So you've been releasing some free DLC so far, which is pretty appreciated by the fan community, of course. But what can they expect from regarding like more full expansion packs in the future for Witcher 3?
Well, the expansion packs will be the whole new storylines with all elements you got in the main story, like the cutscenes, the new characters, the new items, new cards of Gwyn's, and many more. They will be quite long. The first expansion will be around 10 hours, and the second expansion will be around 20 hours. And I think it's possible that they will be bigger because it's always like this, that when we plan, some time of hours, it's twice or, something like this. But I'm not promise anything right now. And even now, if you sum up these 10 and 20 hours and you compare it to The Witcher 2, it's almost the size of The Witcher 2. And it will be cool. It will be new stories. It will be very emotional stories, and I think that people will be happy.
And the launch window for both is?
The launch window for first expansion packs will be, if I could remember, around September or October this year, and for second one it will be first quarter of next year.
Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy your time in Spain, Konrad.
Thank you very much.
Every decision you make will bring devastation. Each choice will lead to a greater evil.